What is up, Netrunners? Welcome to PeachHack. My name is Ben, and I'm joined once again by Anthony. How you doing, Anthony?
Hey, Ben. I'm doing good, thanks.
That is great to hear. We are moving on to Game 2 of Round 1 of the Wasteland Store Championship, February 8th, 2015, in Duluth, Georgia. On the left, we have Eliot, who is running as Kate McCaffrey, who can lower the install cost of the first program or piece of hardware she installs each turn by 1. And he is running against Holly on the right, who is corping as the Foundry, which is a fun ID. The first time the Foundry reses a piece of ice each turn, they can search their R&D for a copy of that ice, reveal it, and add it to their hand. A very fascinating ID these days.
Yeah. Thematically, I like the idea of them smelting robots in space.
Sure, yeah, they're constantly making ice. And yeah, a lot of times you'll see Grail ice being used in the Foundry and Next Ice.
That was my first thought when I saw this. I wonder if she's doing wonder if she's going to run Grail today.
I'll be really interested to see how it turns out. Starting off with the Sweeps week, really interesting splash in the Foundry.
Yeah, you going to spend the 2 influence points on it?
Yeah, sure, why not? Really good against Andy too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is kind of a lot of influence, which makes me think that this is not Grail, because Grail takes a lot of influence.
That makes sense.
And prepaid voice pad coming out for Kate, which...
I mean, this is just such a solid archetype.
I don't think that surprises anyone to see prepaid and Kate.
No.
What will
I think to me, when I see the prepaid, I just wonder, like, what are the variants of the prepaid Kate?
Well, there's kind of, I mean, the core of prepaid is being able to make a lot of money with the prepaid voice pads. Like right now, using Dirty Laundry on Archives to gain a net of 4 instead of 3.
That's correct.
Prepaid has already paid 1 of its 2 install costs back. And then after that, it's all about, building up your rig. I think a lot of players tend to use sort of a toolboxy type style.
Yeah, yeah.
And runs into Eli.
And she'll use the Foundry's ability to go fetch more digital robots.
Eli. Such a great ice. So taxing. So good.
And he's so good. When Eli 2.0 eventually comes out, I'm just so curious. What is that going to be?
It's going to destroy Netrunner forever.
No one will play anymore. Eli's too strong.
It's like 8 to res, 6 strength, 3 subroutines, and the run. You have to spend 2 clicks. I don't know.
And you're allowed to punch the runner in the face.
I don't know. I just made that up.
I think that's a viable subroutine.
Oh, punch runner in the face?
Yeah.
You could do the curtain wall and the game subroutine.
That's right. That one counts.
That one's a real one, guys. Or it exists.
All right, lots of things going on here.
Something in the remote and something unprotected in a new remote. Fascinating. Diesel's going to draw some more.
I think I saw Dirty Laundry in there again.
I think I saw Dirty Laundry, and I think I saw a Sure Gamble.
I wonder if Dirty Laundry in that, if he's got a Dirty Laundry in hand, which I'm pretty sure he does. Well, you don't want her to.
Well, this is Jackson. She's only got the sweeps in the trash. Yeah, and it's not really worth it to pop Jackson just for a single sweep.
No.
To not. I mean, it's not.
But I might pop Jackson to let the Dirty Laundry.
Right. If it's a Dirty Laundry run, even then, I don't know. I mean, you've got 2 more Jacksons in the deck, presumably.
Yeah.
And so you can retrieve it back. And your HB, maybe you're playing like Archive Memories or something.
Yeah.
And then we have that Dirty Laundry on Archives. I wonder if maybe Dirty Laundry on R&D for click 2 and then clicking through Eli would have been a decent idea.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Way too early scavenge.
What's he scavenging?
No, he is discarding it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, and we had an executive boot camp to
Okay.
res Eli for
2.
only 2. As if Eli wasn't good enough at 3 to res.
It must be cheaper.
They get cheaper.
Right.
No, she didn't use her ability.
No, she didn't.
Eli, interesting.
You got up to 9 with the sweep.
Because she could. Because she could use it. She could now use her Foundry's ability on her turn and on the runner's turn.
Well, I think executive boot camp it's at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
That you have to res. So she could have popped her ability there. And I think Foundry's ability says the first time. So the fact that she didn't search right now means that she can't search later. I could be wrong. I might have the wording wrong on the phone. But it's interesting that she decided not to do that. Maybe she forgot. I know a lot of Foundry players sometimes just forget. I know.
Yeah.
Or it's possible she had Eli in hand already and knew that it wasn't there.
That's correct. That's true.
So, it's possible. Anything's possible.
One, I'm going to run on executive boot camp.
And so Eliot is running on the executive boot camp.
I think that's a fine idea, just because that can become a hazard later on.
Now it's interesting. She could have saved the executive boot camp. She could have trashed it, paid a credit to fetch something else, maybe fetch another Jackson. But I guess she wanted to stay at her 4 credits just in case.
Yeah.
And a sure gamble will bring Eliot back into some more money.
And quality time.
Yeah.
I want to look at many cards. I think Eliot said I'm going to look at 1 billion cards.
That's kind of how it feels. I feel really bad playing quality time like at my 3rd or 4th click.
Yeah.
I always want to play at my 1st click so I can make sure I can use them. Unless I'm running like Boxy or something, and then I can have a huge hand size, and then I'll be awesome.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Logos, and I just and obviously for the ability, but also just having that 1 extra card in hand.
It makes a difference. It's not to be underestimated. Another prepaid coming out for Eliot. Going to make those sure gambles and presumably lucky finds even more better. More betterly. Betterer. Pop up, beep boop. No fetch for another pop up though.
And there's no, with the influence going to now pop up and to sweeps week.
There's no Grail in here. Another Jackson. Yikes. It is an interesting influence spread, though.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to know exactly what the idea then is behind this Foundry deck.
I mean, it could be expensive and click heavy. And she could be a literal Bioroid factory.
Yeah. Then why aren't you playing Stronger Together? Well, I don't know. I
like going to get my. I like being able to go and get ice out of the Foundry's ability.
Sure. And I think if you're playing heavy Bioroids, Foundry would be better anyway. Or maybe even Engineer in the future. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, stacked Eli, like Eli into Eli, is just a. I mean, that just
the
feels
worst thing.
Unless you're the one who did it.
Oh, then it's the best thing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Especially if you res one of those Elis for only 2 credits. I mean, jeez. Installing another piece of ice over that remote server, looking thicker and thicker, potentially looking to be
Okay.
A Maker's Eye instead. Clicking through Eli, going to see 3 cards. Stealing.
I want that now.
Vitruvius. Uh-oh. Oh, and a Kronos Project. Oh, it's dirty. You're running Kronos Project. That's scary. That's really scary to see as a runner, especially as probably prepaid Kate, where you're running a levy so you can get your events back.
Yeah.
Ooh, dirty. Same old things, too. That is a scary sight, but good thing he sniped one of them.
I always feel even better if I get a accelerated beta test out of HP.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Maybe she feels secure in this?
I mean, it might not be a... he has no breakers, right?
That's correct.
I mean, Eli is porous, sure. But if this is another piece of ice that requires clicks to get through, then suddenly you know it's not porous. And yeah, we've only seen the prepaids be installed here for Eliot. Prepaids and events, which I guess...
It's great seeing. I mean, and that's kind of what's great about Netrunners. You don't have to... You can just start running and then poking around and then decide what you can install.
Eli spent some quality time drawing some cards. Maybe we'll get some breakers. I think a Corroder might not be a bad idea. Or a Lady, I suppose, if you're Shaper. Lady would be a great idea.
I like the and Lady's strength starts out at 3. I think that's just fantastic.
Lady, the Eli killer. Eli is stricken with her.
Eli is sad.
So yeah, that suddenly that remote server becomes a lot easier to get through. Of course, we still don't know what that outer ice is. Could be a simple other. It could be something scary like an EG.
At the same point, it's if I'm sitting by my remote, I'm thinking putting Ash in there and just getting ready to protect.
Yeah, just bait a run. That's something that I need to get better at, is making remotes and putting stuff in there just to bait runs. I've been known to play some styles where I don't really ice my remotes very much anyway. So, a dirty laundry on HQ.
Yeah, it's only 1 to get in. You get some credits back and
in access.
Yep.
And we see some mystery card.
Even if I'm at 2 credits right now, if I'm Eliot, I'm feeling pretty good about how the board's looking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you got a decent amount of credits. You got an important breaker out for the 2 ice that you see.
Mm-hmm. And looking into Sandy Heat.
Gordian Blade's going to get him through even more.
So he's got answers for 2. And
mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about squash.
And that was an accelerated beta test. She is going to fire.
That's right.
No Jackson. Or no, is she not? Oh, she's not going to fire. Oh, she is. Yes, she is.
Yeah, using Foundry's ability, that's your kind of like safety net. Unless you missed all 3 times.
Uh-oh.
Did she miss all 3 times?
Oh no.
Oh, it's a miss. That's all.
Whiff.
That hurts.
No Jackson.
No Jackson and Foundry's ability. Do you think that was a? I don't want to say that was kind of a desperate play, but I mean it can either accelerate the board state or if you miss out like this,
it's a gamble. I mean, she knows how much ice she has in the deck,
yeah.
right? So she probably was making a calculated guess as to what was there. Ooh, Enigma, but he's going to be able to get through that with Gordian Blade.
Slice.
Anything good? Ooh, another Cronus project. And then peak efficiency, and I think IT department.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then I've got one more click.
IT department's a dirty one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it can snowball pretty easily. If you can get in and trash it early, then you're okay.
And peak efficiency, I think, is a great add to a Foundry deck because you're going to have res dice on the board.
Sure, especially if you're able to get any of those out with accelerated beta test, which unfortunately was very poorly timed. And talking about poorly timed, here's another Jackson. Jackson was a turn late.
We got to get some. And peak efficiency would also, well, she's got 4. Net her 3. It's a beanstalk.
Sure. And you're probably going to want to wait for that.
Yeah.
It's a diversified portfolio, except like the other kind of card.
But I think it's great that you're getting paid for the thing that your deck is supposed to do.
Sure. Self-modifying code is going to give Eliot a lot of legroom here to safely run.
At 9 credits, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it does eat up Kate's ability, but he can feel safe knowing that he is able to fetch a Sentry Breaker if he needs to. Said he's just going to break through
Lady bites Eli.
Oh. And is that it?
Oh man, no. That's 6.
Oh yeah, that's only 6. So it's really close at this point.
Yeah.
And I can't help but think that Holly's just having a hard time. I mean, the accelerated beta test whiff was huge. It also meant that, clearly she
lost a point from that. Yeah.
And she didn't use her Foundry ability to get another Enigma either. Mm-hmm. Which, do you want to? I mean, it might be good to thin out your deck, maybe, or maybe you want to keep it in there so that you don't.
Well,
I think to keep the deck, to keep the agenda density high or low. Because at this point, with the Gordian Blade out, it doesn't do much. Go ahead.
I've heard arguments about having lower ice density in the Foundry because you're going to be able to get the ice that you need.
That also makes sense.
Opposed to running 16, 16 might even still be kind of low, but like you could run a lower amount because you're going to be able to get access to it at the risk of thinning your R&D out.
Mm-hmm. But then again, if you're running a few ice, would you fire an ABT with no Jackson on board?
A good question to ask.
Lucky find for Eliot is going to get him a ton of money again. He's going to run on Jackson.
Says, I don't want you here, Jackson.
Nope.
Go back to your toy store.
And Lady is going to break through Eli once again, wooing him away from his toys. Or maybe scaring him? I don't know.
Do you think Jackson Howard gets scared? I think he probably gets scared.
He seems so happy. So does Eli. I don't know. It's kind of fun to think of. I don't really know how to think about Jackson Howard as an executive. It's like he doesn't seem evil.
Yeah,
he's just but there with his toys.
I'm someone who kind of goes there too. I was like, if Jackson Howard and Thomas Haas were having a conversation together, would Thomas Haas just be like, Jackson, you are an idiot, and you're the better card.
That's true.
No, I just figured if I ran there,
nobody uses me.
That's true.
And Eli is actually cheap for me to break.
If you ever use him, it's fun. You know that Thomas Haas might be a Bioroid?
I've heard these things. Oh, same old thing coming out.
Mm-hmm. Probably wants to use it soon if she has 3 Kronos projects.
Thomas Haas is also on hostage, making Mama mad.
Oh, yeah, but you see, he's got his hands behind his back and he's not tied up in hostage.
Oh,
he's
crossing
his fingers. Yeah.
Thomas Haas.
So much crazy stuff.
I love this game.
Replacing that ice over Eli. Not feeling very confident in it. Probably something that Gordian Blade can get through pretty easy, or Lady.
I'm not seeing a lot of sentries here, and not that at 15 credits and a SMC, even sentries don't seem like they're going to be that big of a problem.
Ooh, same old thing, Maker's Eye.
Yep. Running the Shaper R&D lock-ish. Kind of feels like it feels like a lock.
It's, I mean, a few cards have gotten through, but he's Maker's Eyed at decent intervals. We do see an Architect. This will be Eliot's opportunity to pop self-modifying code for something more useful against.
What do you think? Fairy.
Fairy. Interesting. So no Mimic.
I think if I...
Well, Fairy is cheap, which is nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe he's hoping to win on this.
Yeah.
Sees 3 cards. 3. Nope, no cards.
But
in there.
Information is power, though, because now he knows he just has to wait a while before he charges up and goes back in there.
True, but that could be an agenda in that remote. And Holly installed that new piece of ice, pretty confident that Eliot wouldn't be able to get through it.
And now without SMC on the board, this is an interesting situation.
Yeah. He can't faceplant another Architect. But he will check. But Architect did cost 4 to res, so she couldn't res that. Ooh, and it's another Executive Boot Camp. So nice bait.
Yeah, yeah.
She opts not to pop it again.
And she got him to spend his last
Lady counter.
Lady counter.
Yeah, very nice. So I kind of feel like Eliot is, I mean, he's ahead. So he's got some breathing room.
Yep.
Peak efficiency is going to turn into basically a hedge fund.
Which I think is great. Oh, and the hedge
fund.
fund.
A real hedge fund.
The hedge fund turns into a hedge fund?
Well, the peak efficiency allowed her to play the hedge fund,
yeah.
right?
It's just that sense of, like, if you're on the ground floor, it gets you off the ground to get to some credits where you can do some other things.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I mean, Eliot, with the Lady counters gone, and, okay, well, the clone chip is going to help with the Fairy.
This is the great kind of Shaper shenanigans where you clone chip your SMC to go get the thing that you want.
There you go. So he puts down the clone chip, but then he levies. I wonder if this is a great idea. Well, I mean, maybe he's really hoping for those economy events.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I agree. I mean, he knows his deck.
Absolutely.
My immediate thought, though, is that if you've got a clone chip, I guess because he wanted to levy, he wanted to get the clone chip out of his hand. He gets it installed for free. Because with Levy, he was going to have to shuffle his hand back.
It's almost...
I mean...
I almost feel like it would be install the clone chip, pop it to get the SMC.
Yeah, there you go.
And then...
Pop it to get SMC or Fairy.
And then do the Levy.
There you go.
But, I mean, of course, we're sitting here watching the game.
Oh, yeah.
And
just eating popcorn.
I know. Eliot, come on, Eliot. This is clearly, we're the audio sound of the commenters.
Exactly. And
not
then
not on your channel. You have nice commenters on your channel.
Oh, well, thank you.
People believe in you.
We have a same old thing also, which isn't going to do much with an empty heap, but hopefully it will in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
I do think that popping the clone chip for something useful would have been an idea for pre-levy. We shall see.
Okay. That's at 10 credits. That's a nice looking server. Yep.
Only 4 credits for Eliot. He does have, I think, a Dirty Laundry in hand.
Yeah.
But there's not much to safely Dirty Laundry. And he does have the 2 prepaid credits. They did come back. He just didn't flip. So he can play Dirty Laundry for free. He will Dirty Laundry on Archives.
Yeah.
And there's another Enigma. So basically, he's using the 2 monies that he would have spent for Dirty Laundry to break through Enigma. So
I think it's a fine play.
Yeah, fair enough. Plus 3 credits.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to run that remote.
On click 2.
No res on the first ice.
Netrunner players, 5 minutes.
Holly has 10 credits. Okay.
Sounds like the TO just said give the 5-minute warning. So we're
coming up pretty close.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Heimdall. It's a big one. Is she going to fetch another one? No, she's not.
I'd leave it alone now. You know, because, I mean, if...
Yeah, I mean, so the reason he was running second click is because he didn't have any lady counters left to break through Eli. But, yeah, Heimdall's going to shut this down.
I mean, it's not even a choice of, like, leaving it alone.
Sure,
Like, you just don't take the brain damage.
Exactly. Don't take brain damage and then bonk.
Yeah, yeah.
Bonk yourself.
And then you play successful demonstration.
Do it. Sweet tooth. Close. Not really. But now she didn't advance out the that whatever that was in that remote. So I assume it's not an agenda unless she just didn't want to go down low in money. Sometimes I'll let agendas sit until I'm in a financial position to score them. And then that'll also simultaneously bluff them out, making them think that it's not an agenda.
Right. And then you get into the mind games.
The mind games.
Mind games of Netrunner.
Mind games.
What is it? Here's the SMC. Okay, I think we're good again. Now let's get the Maker's Eye maybe.
Oh, see, that was an agenda. There you go.
She's at 3 credits, but her board state is actually pretty okay. With the Architect and Eli. If he's got. Oh, okay. Ooh. Only costing 0 credits to start that legwork. And she's at 3 credits. That's a great play. This could be the game.
It could be the game, yeah.
Again, I'm not looking at the timestamp, so I actually don't know. Stop! I gotta stop talking about that.
All right, 3 cards in HQ.
1.
Oh, there's some X dice.
What is that?
Oh, is that an time? Or a swordsman? And then accelerated beta test.
And there we go.
And that'll be game. Yeah, I think that's. I can't tell from here. I think it's a swordsman.
Yeah,
which makes sense.
Eater hate.
Yeah. But wow. And pretty much.
Good work, Eliot.
Yeah, nonstop pressure from Eliot and preventing. Holly wasn't able to get the ice she needed.
I thought the game kind of had this really flow to it, where I felt like Eliot was in charge, and then it seems like that Holly was really kind of able to set up the board state, but she could not protect all the locations securely.
And I wonder if she may have missed a couple of times. She could have fired the Foundry. But, who knows? Yeah. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. We're going to be moving on to round 2 pretty soon. Anthony, thank you once more.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. This is fun to do.
Yeah. And this is PeachHack logging off.